All of us use some sector of the high street retail business almost every day of our lives. But what is it like to be on the other side? In any major area of the retail business, people are employed in large numbers and across a wide range of jobs, including accountants, lawyers, buyers, architects, marketing and advertising people, canteen staff, and lorry drivers. In this program, however, we're going to focus on the careers that exist at the sharp end, the high street shop. And the high street shop we've chosen is one from the WHSmith organization, a household name in retail for almost 200 years. In particular, we shall be looking at the opportunities for training and promotion into management, and the qualities and qualifications you're likely to need to succeed in this business.
Selling very well, and it's quite a nice.
We start with some words of encouragement from the manager of the group's Holborn branch here in the City of London, Alex Nairn.
One of the greatest attractions of the retail industry is the opportunities that are available to people who want to come into it. The promotional positions are most certainly there, and the training facilities are second to none. In retailing, you can go as far as you want to go if you're the right person for the job.
There speaks a man who should know. Alex Nairn runs this large retail store at the age of 35, and he left school after taking O-levels. On the other hand, Jonathan Dryland, his deputy manager, joined the company with an arts degree and is now at the end of a 3-year intensive management training course. As a result, he's already bearing a fairly hefty management responsibility and earning a salary to match.
This, is that a special customised capri?
That's
Or do
right.
they all look like that now?
No, that's customised. This is primarily for the people that want a customised car.
How long has this magazine been in?
We've only had this particular one in the range for about a couple of weeks.
And we didn't receive any promotional material?
No. Maybe we need to change its position.
So we'll move it.
So what you've got to remember about your displays is trying to get the colour coordinated. Like you've done almost with that green, the green ashtrays with the green telephone index. So you're going to do with the red. You'll probably have to push red a little bit further to that side and put the red office accessories up there.
And then shall I move the blue ones over under there?
And the blue, that's right.
Kate Rouse is in charge of the general merchandise department, just about the biggest department in any WHSmith store. In addition to important product groups like stationery and general office supplies, the department includes such items as film, typewriters, and clock radios. Part of the sales technique that Kate has learned during her training is the art of display, and staging this type of promotion is a regular part of her job. The campaign originates from head office, but it's the job of the store management team to ensure that it's properly interpreted and shown off to advantage for their customers.
Tell me, how well are these things selling?
Oh, they've sold quite well over the last few days, but I think we'll be able to improve sales.
Good, well-presented promotions can have a significant impact on sales. Many big campaigns are backed up by press and TV advertising, so they carry a lot of weight. When we are planning any display, we put a lot of thought into how and where in the store it should be set out. Kate is responsible for this particular department, but I am responsible for the look of the store overall. So we both have a strong interest and involvement.
The right place above the right colour. They should be all right.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very eye-catching.
Yes, I agree.
Super.
Yep.
I'll see you in my office in half an hour. Okay?
Right. So you're feeling happy about that?
Yes, I am. I have to move these red ones over.
That's right, yes. And the yellow, I think, will probably...
Retail is an exciting and fast-moving business in which new products are constantly emerging. This is a paging system for men on the move, and Kate, as the departmental manager, must ensure her sales staff understand the technology to provide a good customer service.
So they give these out to each salesman, and when they need to get in contact, they can bleep him, sending out messages.
Oh, I see.
Like that. And that'll tell the rep to phone back to the office, and there's a message waiting for him.
Such is Kate's responsibility at the age of 23. She joined the group from university a little over 2 years ago, and she's already well on her way up the management ladder. At what point did she decide that the retail business was for her?
After passing A-levels in geography, history and English, I got a degree in social science and administration from London University. I wasn't sure what I wanted for a career, except that it had to involve marketing and must have a good training scheme.
Training. The word crops up continuously, and the benefits of sound training are there to be seen in any retail store. Just walk around. How are the goods displayed? Attractively and clearly priced? That hasn't happened by chance. It's the result of proper training. Most large retail organizations have management training schemes, and Philippa Last is at the beginning of an accelerated version of such a scheme. She is working in the book department. Right now, she is carrying out a training assignment which involves identifying the current bestsellers in paperbacks. Guiding her through the assignment is her own departmental manager, Anita Richardson.
I can tell from that what has been the best-selling book and what's been the worst-selling book out of these new titles. We've sold 200 of this in the last 2 weeks, Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. So obviously I think at the moment this is the best-selling book. Whilst we've only sold 40 of the one by Victoria Glending, Beta.
Just how deep a departmental manager's product knowledge must be is indicated by some of the questions in assignments like this one, which are all part of the training scheme. The trainee is asked to list 10 best-selling authors of general fiction, and 5 each for romance, historical, crime and thrillers, war and westerns, and science fiction and horror. Classical literature of the kind used for the school curriculum is another area about which the book department manager, in common, of course, with all the departmental staff, is expected to be knowledgeable. And she won't get many points from a literature student if she doesn't know her Shakespeare from her Chaucer. How intensive is such a training course? And what demands does it put on your time? Does it mean living exclusively for the job during the training period?
Well, not quite living exclusively for the job, but it certainly is very demanding, and it requires a lot of homework. Something between 7 and 10 hours a week is needed in order to develop the product knowledge to do the job properly. The book section is a good example. We built our reputation as booksellers, and people naturally expect us to have a knowledge of books. The training is designed to develop that knowledge to the point where we can give advice to customers who want it.
Excuse me. I've just finished reading Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy, and I enjoyed that one. Could you recommend me another novel by him?
Yeah, sure. I've read a few.
This kind of inquiry is just part of the sales assistant's day, and all that homework begins to pay off.
If you read that one because it made you cry, you'll love Mayor of Casterbridge. We've got Return of the Native.
It enables Philippa to give a friendly, knowledgeable customer service.
But that one I recommended if you wanted to have a...
All the Thomas Hardy books would be here, would they?
They would be, yes. Yeah. If you go through them, you'll find they should be in alphabetical order of the title of the book.
Right, okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Of course, when you're still at the training stage, you don't always have the answer.
May I help you at all, sir?
Yeah, I'm going on holiday and I'll be doing a lot of travelling in Europe. I wonder if you could show me the best possible map.
Actually, I'm not that familiar with maps, but if you'd like to wait a moment, I'll get the department manager to help you.
Yeah.
Anita, could you help this gentleman with maps?
Sure.
Maps are a little later on in the training program, but by the time Philippa is appointed manager of a book department, she will know as much about the range of products as Anita Richardson.
In that case, I think you'd be better
Anita also went through the training course after coming into retail with A-levels in history and home economics.
Which is a road atlas.
Yeah.
And it's very good value for money.
Okay.
Well, and don't forget your envelope, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Kate, can you help me? I've got a little bit of problem with my programme here.
What's that?
It's about 20 reasons for depreciation.
Oh God,
I can only think.
isn't there?
I can only think of a few, but I was hoping maybe you could help me.
Well,
with a
which
few
ones
more.
have you thought of? Once you've got a department of your own, you're into the second phase of training to develop into a deputy branch manager, like Jonathan. But coming up in your own department, there'll be a person training in the role you've just left. looking to fill a department manager slot. So you're responsible for training the next generation of managers, as well as undergoing your own training scheme.
It also gets damaged on the shop floor by customers as well as staff. So usually they get dirty, there's too much on the shelf, get crammed. Books also get damaged, spines break. Maybe open some carton and so it can't be sold.
Yes, and get
or drop things, yeah, it's true.
And things going out of date, can you give me any examples of that?
Calendars, diaries, also film.
Yes, film's very important.
The learning process built into a scheme like this is not the academic learning of the textbook. It's about the business and those things that affect the business. In this case, damaged and out-of-date stock. Whether the retailer is a small corner shop or part of a large national chain like WHSmith, every depreciated item of stock is a loss in value to the business and a loss in profit. The training is all aimed to produce a thorough understanding of the business in those who are going to be responsible for running it.
You will? Yes, thanks.
Haven't planned to see you today.
Right.
You know, I'm seeing Philippa this morning and Kate this afternoon.
Right.
What I'd like to do, though, is just to check what our objectives are for the next visit in about 4 weeks' time.
Right, yeah. I hope to have completed by then 2 sections, one on staff policy and staff recruitment, and then the other one on branch audits.
This scheme is progressive. It's almost a grooming process, and it doesn't rely entirely upon the branch manager for its success. Colin Langan, who joined the company with A-levels, is himself a product of the management training scheme and worked in retail branch management before joining the central training organization. He visits each branch monthly to check on training progress at all levels. As we've seen, the branch manager is responsible for day-to-day advice. But in any management training scheme as complex as this one, there needs to be a central administration and monitoring system.
By having someone operate the scheme from the centre, it also means that we are able to compare the progress of all trainees in different branches all over the country. And that is obviously important when they compete for promotion. The trainees have a common purpose with us. They want to occupy a chair like Alec Nairn's, and we as a company want to ensure a good and ready supply of Alec Nairn's for the future of the whole company.
Perhaps we need to look at the cash and wraps and the till points.
So the cash taking procedure.
That's right, yeah. And obviously probably we may need to recruit more staff to cope with that, that increase.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention staff, because one of the areas that does worry me is the book department.
Right.
Because they are beating their figures quite comfortably, but it's beginning to show in the standard of customer service. We are definitely running short of staff up there. The staffing guidelines do actually allow us to have more staff than we've got there at the moment.
Right.
So I think a little bit is general.
Customer service, sales techniques and stock control are all important factors in the overall objective of running a store at a profit.
I'm happy with the way it's gone over the last few months, because as it's standing now, we're about 5% above budget. Now going on the marketing plans that we've got over the next few months, I can safely say...
When you run a store of this size, you're running a pretty big business. Alec and I are going over the budget forecasts and our present and potential trading performance. Although I haven't been trained in accountancy, I simply got to understand and interpret all these figures if I'm going to run a business like Alec.
Right. So I think perhaps we should be looking at recruitment.
Right. OK, well, I'll make a note to get onto the job centre.
When growth in the store's trading pattern leads to vacancies for permanent staff at a local level, Alex has strong views on the way he wants to fill those vacancies.
Specify that what we're offering is a career, not just a job.
Right, OK.
OK?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the sort of people we're looking for are people with personality. That's the first thing I look for when I'm recruiting, personality. Right. Academic qualifications are very important, but you can have all the qualifications under the sun, but it doesn't necessarily make you right for the retail business. What we're looking for are people who can sell themselves and people who can really enjoy themselves in this business that we're in. If you look out on that shop floor, you can see it's a people industry. Although you're selling products, and we've seen how much emphasis there is on product knowledge in the training scheme, you're selling them to people, the customers, and through people, the staff. If you basically don't like people, you're wasting your time coming into this industry. Whether you're a sales assistant like Philippa, a departmental manager like Kate, a deputy branch manager like Jonathan, or doing my job, you've got to be happy dealing with people. I don't just sit in some back office in some kind of ivory tower. I spend 50% of my time out in the store, and a fair percentage of that time serving customers just like the rest of the staff.
Album by this group.
Ah, yes, it is. Just come inside, it's over here.
Thanks very much.
This is it here. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. We're all shop floor workers. Team spirit is essential. If there's a bad feeling among the staff in the store, you'll sense it quickly enough when you come in to buy something. To avoid that happening, we need the right people with the right training.
Well, are you right for retail? And is retail right for you? Hopefully, this glimpse of the kind of business it is and the kind of people who work in it will help you to decide, which is what this series is all about. If it does sound interesting, your careers teacher will be able to tell you what to do next and how to find out more about the retail business.